Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Today we're going to be breaking down this Tekken Bloodline trailer, another aspect of it. I did 3 videos already. You guys can find them on my channel. The next 2 video topics that I have is, of course, this one where we're going to be talking about Kazuya and his purpose in this show. But the other thing that I do want to talk about, I will make a video about this next. You have King also in the trailer. Now, King, when you're talking about Ogre and Tekken 3, the story there is very spicy, very interesting, and I think seeing this play out is going to be truly something special. So I do want to dedicate a video to that as well, so subscribe, stay tuned for that video will be coming soon. But when you talk about Kazuya, in my initial breakdown for the trailer, I didn't even realize that Kazuya was not supposed to be in this series, because here's the thing, from everything we know so far, it's taking place in Tekken 3. We don't know if there's going to be aspects of Tekken 2 or Tekken 4 mixed in there, but in Tekken 3, Kazuya was presumed dead. He was MIA, he was not there. He was, at the time, replaced by Jin is the words they use. Now, I did some research, I did some digging, and I think I understand what Kazuya's role is going to be. The sort of loophole that the developers are going to use to get Kazuya back into that story. And I'm honestly excited for it. I want to read this comment because this comment is what initially reminded me that Kazuya was technically dead. It says, I believe the reason why Kazuya wasn't mentioned is because he's technically dead. During Tekken 2, Heihachi throws Kazuya down a volcano. I believe Kazuya will appear in the show in a flashback when June and Kazuya first met, or potentially this show could be hinting that it might be multiple seasons and we'll see Kazuya down the line. Now, I think this instance when Kazuya showed up isn't a flashback. I think this is current. I think this is right now. And the reason why I say that, I have the story here. Starting off with Tekken 2, because Tekken 2 is what leads us to him dying, is what leads to the void. It says, by the time the second tournament, Kazuya has been the Mishima Zaibatsu CEO for 2 years and engaged in much more evil actions beyond that of Heihachi Mishima. Kazuya announces the King of the Iron Fist tournament as a part of proving his dominance. So in control of the Mishima Zaibatsu for 2 years, and then he's kind of feeling arrogant. He's kind of feeling untouchable. And he's like, you know what? Let's do another one. King of the Iron Fist 2. Sometime leading up to the King of the Iron Fist tournament 2, it says, at some point, Kazuya encountered Jun Kazama, who was in Tokyo to stop the Mishima Zaibatsu illegal animal trading. Kazuya impregnated June with their son. When June entered the tournament, she was aware of an evil within Kazuya that she wished to free from him. The confusion within Kazuya that arose from meeting June caused him to lose concentration in his final fight with Heihachi. Come on, man, you're blaming your loss on your girlfriend? Come on, that's not cool. When Heihachi made it to the final round to face Kazuya, he started again to gain the upper hand against him. As a last resort, Kazuya transformed into his devil form and continued the fight. But Heihachi still emerged victorious. And this is the thing, we see Kazuya do this a lot. Whenever he feels like his back is against the wall, he will turn into the devil form. He did it against Akuma when they were fighting in the building. He even pushed it even further when Heihachi decided to nuke the building. He turned into the true devil form. He also did this when he was fighting Heihachi at the very end. He turned into the devil form to try to get a 1-up. So this is the typical Kazuya party trick. Oh, I'm losing a fight, devil form. It says, in Retribution, Heihachi threw Kazuya's body into the mouth of a volcano and escaped on helicopter as the volcano erupted, leaving Kazuya to be presumed dead. Now, Kazuya started it. In the King of the Iron Fist Tournament 1, he threw Heihachi down like a mountain, like a cliff. That smile is so iconic. I believe they put it on t-shirts now. It really came back full circle when Heihachi threw him into a volcano. And this is when the character was presumed dead. He wasn't even shown in the game. The only time he was shown in Tekken 3 was the intro when he was standing alongside Jun Kazama. Now, you have to wonder, if he was absent for the whole entire game and he came back to life in Tekken 4. How are they going to work that into the story? How are they going to change that? Also, the only other time he was mentioned in Tekken 3 was in Eddie Gordo's ending. It says pictures of him are also seen in Eddie Gordo's endings where he learns that he was the one behind the death of his parents. Now, when we look ahead at Tekken 4's story, they give us a pretty good understanding of what the series could be setting up. It says 20 years ago, Heihachi lost and was thrown into the mouth of a volcano. A few days later, he was brought back to life by G Corporation, a biotech firm making revolutionary advances in the field of biotech research. With G Corporation's aid, Kazuya investigated the biomechanics of the devil gene within him by subjecting himself to various experiments. Kazuya believed that once he unlocked and controlled the power of the devil gene, he would be powerful enough to defeat Heihachi and destroy the Mishima Zaibatsu. It's interesting there that they say destroy the Mishima Zaibatsu, when maybe that's what he was trying to do. It specifically says he was being far worse when he was in control for those 2 years than Heihachi was. So maybe he was trying to run it into the ground at some point. But the part that I really want to focus on, a few days later, he was brought back to life. So here's the thing. Yes, he was absent for the whole Tekken 3 game, but he was not dead for the whole game. He literally died, the volcano blew up, and they revived him a few days later. Not even a week later, they saved him. And I think in terms of the story, they could definitely work that in, and it could definitely show. I think it would be cool. One, if they show Kazuya being thrown into the volcano, and two, if they show the doctors saving him. We already have his goal laid out for us, clear as daylight. He wants to do research on the devil gene and unlock its true potential. That way, the next time he does face Heihachi, he wins. And what if this scene here at the end of the trailer where you see Heihachi, you see Jin, you see Kazuya. This could be the moment Kazuya discovers whatever secrets of the devil gene he was after, and in this specific moment, he could be showing up to confront Heihachi and Jin. And we could possibly see the 101 that this series loved to do. At the end of so many movies and the end of so many games, you usually see and Kazuya all punching on each other. And I think this would be a brilliant way to tie him back in. You still have that big portion of time where he's gone. He's dead, so he's not there to fight off Ogre, but he does eventually survive, come back, and make his way into the ending where he is facing off with Heihachi. So that's just my theory of what will happen. Yes, he did actually die, but he was brought back a few days later. Will they go the path of showing flashbacks, explaining Kazuya in past tense? Or will he actually be lurking around the shadows, sort of sneaking through the darkness like the Joker? He shows up at the last minute to enact his grand plan, to claim revenge. I don't know. I just want to talk about it because I think there is something there, and I think a lot of these elements do blend together to make for a very interesting story. Kazuya's sneaking around the backside, them introducing Leroy Smith, the battle with King and Ogre, and Paul Phoenix also battling with King. There's so much to explore here, and I think it's going to be incredible to see what all they decide to tackle in this series. But that's it for this video. I just want to break it down and talk about why Kazuya is here and how he may affect the story. But that's it. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Like and subscribe as always. Bye bye.